Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Table for columns. So we have a query object to do it. We say, how do we create a query? With session.create query, we specify from employee. We don't just select and all this. From the class name, and we say query.list. It gets us all the employees.
This will give all the columns that are there in that employee object, right? The three columns.
Yes, whatever the rows that we have, it returns everything.
Yeah.
We're just saying from employee. Instead, we can say from employee so and so where e.id. We can specify these things also.
And if I mention query.set, is there anything like set there? So suppose
No.
I want to remove the duplicacy in that.
No, we don't have set method. No, we get it as a list. The queries are having to deal with it returns a list. So how do we eliminate duplicates in the mapping file? We say these things are unique and these are unique. When we say unique is equal to true. So this is I know we execute like SQL or the Hibernate query language is basically which operates on the object. We just pass it as a string and we can specify like the group by and all these things. But we specify here the properties and the class name against the table names and the columns, which is the Java class name. And this is an example wherein we can set the data again. So we are saying from employee so and so, right? We are specifying the, we didn't specify the value, we are saying employee and ID. And this parameter, we can set it using the set parameter. So in the query, it executes from employee where ID is equal to 15334. Right? It is the where condition that it is doing. We can set this value later as the query parameter. Query has the set parameter method, wherein we can specify the parameter, whatever we want to put. And we're saying this parameter in the query should be replaced by this value. So we can create a query object, and on the query object, like we can execute some updates, or we can get the data using the list method. If we want to execute some update query, we can just write it, and we're going to set the salary, and we're going to set the employee ID. We say execute update. So it returns the number of rows that are affected. The execute update method, it returns the number of affected rows. If you're doing a delete or update. So remember, even in JDBC, we have execute update method. I think Venkat was saying we use just for delete also, insert and delete also. We were discussing when we were discussing JDBC. So we use the execute update method to do an insert, delete, and stuff, and this returns a number of rows. It returns an integer, which is the number of rows that are so folks, we can execute updates, insert, and delete using the execute update method, and it returns the number of rows that are affected as part of this execution. So we can set the name. We don't need to give an hard-coded query. We can set name parameters and then execute it. So this is all about this HQL. So any doubts in HQL? Okay. We have different aggregate methods that we use. Even in database, we have like the average, count, max, all the things, right? So we have different aggregate functions, like we want to find the average of a property. We want to get the count, the number of times, the maximum, minimum. We have some sort of aggregate functions. To calculate the sum, we have the sum function, right? And folks, on the query, right, we have certain pagination methods set first result. So the first result we want to start at the specific index. We have set first result. And as part of the query, we want to get, let's say, I want to get only 25 records or only 100 records, right? We have the method set max results to do that. I want to get some static. I want to get 10 rows. So on the query, I said that in the results, I'm going to start from 1 and I'm going to get only 10 results. It's a pagination that we use through the query object. And then we have the Hibernate criteria query. To specify the criteria, we have the criteria API in Hibernate to specify it. So we say we create a criteria object on what table we want to do, employee table. To which class this table is mapped, it's employee class. So we specify employee.class here. Folks, there is a class by name class in Java, and each class has a corresponding object of the class object. There's an object of the class. We get it using the employee.class. We create the criteria, and then if we say criteria.class, we're going to get all the results. But the criteria is to specify any criteria, right? So we have the restrictions to specify it. Let's say I want to write a query. I want to get the result based on salary. I want to say salary. I want to get the record wherein salary is equal to 2,000. I use the restriction equal. When I say equal, it gets the record from the employee table wherein salary is equal to 2,000. So folks, and here what I am specifying is the Java class variable name. And we add the restriction to the criteria. So we created a restriction on the salary. We add, this criterion. You see criterion to the criteria object. And when we say this, we get the records with salary equal to 2,000. Folks, any doubts on this criteria? What is criteria for? We use where conditions to filter the data, right? So basically, this results in a query select star from employee where salary is equal to 2,000.
Okay. What is EQ for?
It replaces with the equal.
Okay.
So you want to do like or greater than, we have different methods to do that. Equal replaces with equal, where salary equals 2,000.
Yeah, I think I see something. How it will identify the table here?
Based on this. based on what we are specifying
So
when we're
again,
creating
you
the
can go to the mapping.
yes. Based on what class of object we are passing to the create criteria method. When you're creating this criteria, we say which table is going to operate. We provide the class information, we understand from which table it has to operate on.
Yeah.
Neha, in the collections that we have here, bag, list, and set, and all that with Hibernate, is that the same collection that we have studied before?
Yes. So in Java class, if we created, what do we map it in Hibernate? For all such, it is set, map, it's map, list, it is list, and we are using any collection. I can say collection, which is the root interface of a set and list, right? For that, I use bag.
Okay. So when you say cr.add, where are you adding that?
We are adding the restriction here. We are adding the criteria, that specific criteria to the criteria object.
CR is the restriction, right? That salary.
No, salary is the restriction criteria, and CR is the criteria object which we created. You see it here?
Okay.
Here, and we are creating criteria on the salary, and we are adding the specific criteria to the criteria object.
Neha, like EQ, what are the other operations available? Like
we have like between, greater than, between, we have all that.
Okay, all the same, whichever we
yeah, you just see, yeah. You just see restrictions wrong. You know, we have all equal, and between, we have equal, we have greater than, right? We have greater than, equal, like, we have in, and all that is not null, right? Less than or equal to, we have all these things. Not equal to, we have whatever exactly we want to specify, we add that to the criteria. I mean, what is it, like, you know, criteria we can specify in the table, I mean, as part of a sequence, we could do that with the criteria object. We can add anything. I can create one more criteria, let's say, on a first name, and I can add that also here.
In each, for example, here we mentioned salary, right? So like that, you have to mention whatever the field you want the restriction.
Yes. Let's say here, right? In the specific example, I'm having a criteria, let's say, first name assets, right? I can add one more thing, right? I can say I want to do based on a salary, right? I can say salary, and I'm just using equal, you know. But instead of it equal, I can say greater than or equal also, GE.
Yes, so in that case, how does it read between these two criteria?
Both.
Is it and?
Select and.
Okay.
And.
Okay, if you want or it's always and.
No, when we add those, it's and we have a convention, we have to do or also.
No, I'm not getting.
See, if you want to put a criteria, we can create a conjunction and we can add it to the criteria.
Okay. So there in the conjunction, those relations will come.
Yeah, we have like or.
Okay.
And when we put it in the criteria, with the rest of things, it becomes an and. When we add one after the other in the criteria, it is and.
Okay.
Any doubts so far on whatever we have covered? And of course, in the next class, we're going to see, you know, examples with the mapping.
Neha, you want to fetch only one column, then how are you going to do that? Instead of a select star, you just want to fetch like select only name where those two conditions are there.
I mean, we get a list and we deduce from it. When you do a mapping, we get all the objects. We deduce from it. We deduce from the list that we get. We decided through the list and we get a specific column or the property whichever we are interested in.
Could you just write an example? I'm sure.
No, from the list that we get, we iterate and we get only if you want only the first name, use only the first name from there.
Okay, got it.
Neha, could you please repeat that or part which you explained to Venkata?
I'm sorry.
Could you please repeat me that or part? How do we?
I mean, we have different thing called as a conjunction to do that. We see an example. I mean, it's not stopping you. We have a different thing that we add to the criteria. We have a different object that we put to the criteria combining, two things with an R. But whatever is like we add the criteria, it always becomes and.
And so, like every time, if you run any query, will it fetch all the data from the database?
What do you mean by all data? All the columns or all the rows?
Yeah, all the columns basically. So
whatever we map in the mapping file. Whatever the columns that we map in the mapping file.
Okay. But in general, like we cannot have one mapping file for few columns and not another mapping file.
No, we don't do that. For two columns or mapping, we don't do that. Whatever thing we want.
I mean, I'm just thinking like even if you don't require, if you are fetching more columns, is that not costly?
If it is not required, no. If it is not required, see, whenever we fetch. Right, we're going to do if there are some columns like which are used for audit purpose, we don't map those columns. There are some things like which are used only for audit purpose. We don't want to get the data. We don't map those columns here. We don't provide the mapping for those columns.
Yeah, what is this generator class native mean?
Because in the database we have an auto-generated. We specified that as auto-generated. You see, we have specified that particular column as the primary key as auto increment, right? That is the reason we are specifying here as auto-generated. The generator class. For auto-generated, we use the generator class.
So for native, what else we can use?
I mean, we have different class like GUI ID, unique constraint. Based on what kind of an auto generation that we use, we specify the specific class here.
Okay.
Folks, any other doubts? So here we have different methods, right? I mean, you can do control and say more methods and decide on whatever we want to use. Like, we have equal, greater than, less than, like, I like, it's case sensitive. When you say like, it's not case sensitive. And is null, is not null. Right? When we say, where city is null, we specify, right? Like that. And we use a conjunction or we use a restriction sort, or you have two criteria and you want to combine these two criteria with the or, right? We can do this and we have the and. But in general, when we add two criteria, it's always and. So, enjoy your class.
Group by function in criteria.
Sorry?
Group by function, group by.
Oh, sorry, we can do order by, we cannot do group by. Actually, what we do for group by is what the mappings that we specify, right? In the property, we should use the aggregate function. We don't do it. See, basically, when do we use group by? When we want to do with multiple tables, we want to group it on a specific column. Group by is used only when we are using aggregate function, right? Hello.
Right.
So we specify it at a property level. You know, we specify the property wherein we use an aggregate functions for the property. We don't use group by. We don't specify as part of the criteria or something. We do in the mapping. Let's say we use group by function when we do an aggregate function, right? We don't use group by function different from an aggregate function. Let me. We have the video system as an example so that. I don't think we have a mapping example, but aggregation we specify in the property itself. A property can be mapped with a column, and a property can also be mapped with an aggregate function. You understand what I'm saying?
No. Can you
Okay.
just show a little bit one with example that will be more clear?
No, I'm saying I can, in the mapping that we provide here, right? Let's say I have a department class and I have, say, you know, sum of salaries, right? Let's say in department, there are many employees, right? So in department, when I do department mapping for sum of salaries, the property, usually we map the property with a column, right?
Right.
Here, we map a property to a column, right? Instead of mapping the property with a column, we map it with an aggregate function, sum. We use that.
Okay. I got it. It will be a little complicated, but
Here, we actually specify, I think in the using the formula, we specify, sum of specific or, average of specific to populate. So, a group by function, in database, we replace it with mapping a property with the aggregate function instead of mapping the property to a column. You understand?
yes, I did. It's just a new way of learning. I understood. Thank you.
No problem. When we're discussing, like, usually we specify order by, right? I was just thinking of order by. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You told group by, and somehow I took in my mind as order by. I'm very sorry.
It's okay, no problem. Thank you.
You understood it, right?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Yes. When we use group by, folks, in SQL, we use an aggregate function. We use group by to do some aggregation only.
Okay.
So in the mapping, what we do is, instead of mapping the property with a column, we map it with that aggregation function.
Sure, thank you, Neha.
Sorry? I didn't get you.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Folks, any other doubts? Any other doubts? Folks, try the composite key exam. Once you have this code, you should be able to try it. If you're not able to do it, I'll anyway provide that. But if you try it, you learn it more when you do the code rather than seeing and understanding the code. Okay, if you don't have any doubts,
Neha, what is the reason why they don't upload the videos?
They have
regularly?
they have the delay of 1 day only.
If I go back and see the list, the last upload was 9/6, right?
No, even yesterday Venkat was saying he was able to see, the videos. It's just there is a delay of 1 day. If you don't see the videos, please reach out to the training people. But to my knowledge, there is only 1 day delay.
Wasn't that the new link that they sent?
Yes, it's a new link. Yeah.
Did they send another one? The one they sent.
Yeah, if you see, I sent a email also, but I didn't get any reply to that email. I don't know what's going on there.
It's very inconvenient for us. We want to go through the lecture. It is, as you told. Remember, you mentioned it's hard to take the notes as you're teaching.
Yes, exactly.
But if you're not ready,
folks, everyone you're not able to see. Yesterday I think we have the Monday and Tuesday videos uploaded, right?
Now I'm seeing 3 videos.
Videos are uploaded, but the link was not shared. Link was shared only to few people.
I don't know why. I don't understand.
They should. To my knowledge, folks, I don't really take care of sharing this things because they share to the people who are enrolled. You can call them up to check on it. Which I've sent to a few people. I'm not sure actually.
Okay, so when they are doing this, are they emailing specific people or what? How does it work?
They usually email to the people who are enrolled.
I know. I am enrolled. As far as I know.
Yeah, even I
am very sorry to say this, but I don't really look into those things. So I'll ask the training people to take care of these things.
Who in the group has the access right now to all the videos? Who has all the access?
Because they usually just do that because there are some people who doesn't enroll but still come for the classes after the demo class or something. That's what they say.
Okay, so they
not really. Actually, if you don't make the complete payment, they don't share the video. That's what, to my knowledge. If you make a partial payment, they just stop. That's what I know. If you don't make the complete payment, you won't get access to the video. That's what, to my knowledge. So I cannot really, share the link or give an answer for you. I'm very sorry to say this, but I don't deal with those things. So it's. I
now
think
that you told, we can send an email to them probably.
Yes, you can call them or reach out to them because I don't really take care of the payments or those things.
Okay, thanks.
But I'll bring to the concerned people notice that you are facing these issues, and I want them to answer you folks why they are not sharing the reasons behind it, and that I could do.
Yeah, sure. If they communicate, that will be better, right? Whether they should be knowing who paid, who did not, and what is the reason why they are not.
There could be different ways of handling. I don't know. They might have conveyed that you have to pay.
No, Neha. At least they could create a group ID, right? For those who have made the payment. That way they can share that link to that particular group ID.
But I'm not really sure for how they handle the payments and what people. I'm really not sure. But they just share a list of email IDs with me to share the materials. I just do that. I hope you understand my position, right?
No, we are not. I'm not expecting you to do that. But
no, but I can bring to their notice to just take care of this thing. If they're not sharing, there should be a reason behind it. But I'm saying I'm not the person who can answer the reasons behind not sharing.
No, from day one, obviously we paid. From the day one, I have not seen any video up to date or 1 day behind. It was always like much, behind.
So just call the people during the daytime. You have the number, right? Just call them and check it out.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, folks. Thanks.
So Monday, what are you going to cover? Examples for this, whatever you covered today?
Yes. whatever, for the mappings, I have the figure notes, like, you see how we do annotations. That's what the examples we going to discuss on Monday.
Yeah, will you be sharing this code, Neha?
Yes.
Neha, this is Rajesh. Actually, this is my first class. I got enrolled yesterday only. So I am wondering. This is pretty new to me, and I don't know how to set up the Hibernate to my Eclipse. So I don't know.
You can call training people to help you do the installation, but this project I'll be sharing it with you. This has all the JAR files needed for Hibernate. I made it as part of project itself. Okay. So when you have the zip file, you also do this. You need a database, and you have to create the corresponding table in the database.
Okay. And other than that, what do you feel? I should have attended the JDBC before coming to the Hibernate class, or I need to cover the core Java before getting into the Hibernate database.
You can go through the recorded classes that are available on the portal. Check with the training people to get link for the recorded class.
Okay. And for the installations, I need to contact them again. Is it so?
No, they'll share the material with you, which has the instructions to do the Eclipse installation.
Okay, I didn't get any mail.
I'll get the email. I'll get the email of yours, and I'll share the material with you, Rajesh. Okay. I'll just get a consent email from them, and I'll share the materials with you. Okay. Okay.
One more question. Actually, I'm from India, and I don't know whom to talk to in India for any concerns or anything.
Okay, please share your email on the chat. I'll check with them, and I'll take the necessary action. Just share your email with me. Just put the email on the chat. Okay. Yes, just put your email on the chat. I'll share the materials with you, the necessary materials.
This is that. I just thanks.
Okay, folks. Thanks everyone for attending the class, and good night, folks. Have a great weekend. See you all on Monday.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website H2KInfosys.com. On our website H2KInfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.